So, it's been a hot minute since I've done a video on Payday, talking about Payday or anything related to it, or console updates or whatever. My brain is kind of fuddled because I'm out of the routine of making YouTube videos because, as a lot of you know, I had exams over the last couple of weeks. I won't go into much detail, but let me just say they were extremely stressful and rather painful for most of the time. But we're out of them, it's summer break, and now it's all about YouTube videos and hopefully very soon live streams. I'm hoping to get the setup sorted very soon so I can kick off with live streams again. That's the plan. Hopefully we go to plan, but it has been a couple of weeks since the console update came out, and those of you who've been around on this channel for a while, you know the drill by now. When an update comes out, one of the first things I do after it is make a video talking about where we're up to with the console versions and what might be next. So, it's another episode of what's next for Payday 2 on consoles. I'm going to keep you up to speed with what we're up to on the Xbox One and PS4 versions, and then after that, talk about what's to come and what I think might be in the next update, if we do get one, because of course, at the minute, there is a bit of a doubt regarding the situation with Starbreeze. I will get into that towards the end of the video. I'm not going to bog it down at the start. There is quite a lot of Starbreeze news I'm going to put in another video coming out soon, so stay tuned for that as well. But it's about Payday 2 console DLC, and before I start and roll the intro, let me just say, the Switch version, still heard nothing. I hope we hear something soon, but Switch will not be mentioned in this video much because there genuinely isn't anything to say. If you play on Switch and you're still waiting for news, I am sorry. As soon as there's news, I'll report it, but right now it's very quiet. But without further ado, my name is RedArcherLive. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about what's next for Payday 2 on Xbox One and PS4. So before we waste any more time, let's do this. So the most recent console update added for Xbox One and PS4, as a lot of you will know by this point, added more features than anything else. We got the Team AI feature, or crew management, however you want to call it, Continental Coins, and we also got the storyline mode, which was incomplete. We can't quite finish it because we need Crime Spree, so hopefully we'll see that soon. That is something we'll touch on in just a second. We also saw the addition of the akimbo weapons. There wasn't a great deal of content added in the update. Now, don't get me wrong, the Continental Coins are phenomenal, and it's one of the reasons I'm still playing a lot and grinding to get XP, because actually I am like spending through them to get weapon attachments a lot faster than I thought I would be. The Team AI is super useful for playing offline. The storyline, I did it ages ago. I did like a couple of days after the game came out, the update came out, I finished it, so can't really comment too much on that. Let's recap on where we're up to in terms of heists. So the next thing we were due was the diamond heist from the Lock and Load event in 2017. We got the Alaskan Deal heist, we didn't get the diamond heist. And then following on from that, every single heist that was released after that we still don't have. So that includes Reservoir Dogs, Brooklyn Bank, Breaking Feds, Henry's Rock, the Shacklethorne Auction, Hell's Island, Mercy Hospital, and finally the White House heist. None of those heists are on the Xbox One and PS4 versions, and most of them contain very important aspects towards Payday 2's story, because as a lot of you know, from the Reservoir Dogs heist onward, the story really did ramp up. You can count Alaskan Deal if you want, but it really didn't, because it was kind of like a prequel. Like Locke betraying the gang was kind of what led to the main story, and what actually kind of followed over the next year or so of content. So really I count it as Reservoir Dogs, where things really kicked off, where it turned out Locke actually wasn't a traitor and Bane ended up being kidnapped. That's where things really kind of took a turn and went really off in the interesting direction for story. None of those heists are on Xbox One and PS4. But in typical Overkill fashion, there were some things released out of sequence on Xbox One and PS4. For instance, we got Joy on Xbox One and PS4 in the new update, who was originally released on the Nintendo Switch version back in February of 2018, which was after the release of Reservoir Dogs, Brooklyn Bank, and the Diamond Heist. So even on Nintendo Switch, they got things out of line. The PC version then got Joy in the summer of 2018, in the Icebreaker event, if I remember correctly. She was added on the first day of that, so that was much further ahead in terms of the story chronology. We still don't have the heist before that. And on top of that, the akimbo weapons were added. So the akimbo judges, akimbo broncos, or the 30 plus akimbo weapons that got added, those were put in the game in Spring Break 2018 on PC. So by that point, people had seen possibly Breaking Feds, might have been the same day those were released, I'm not sure, but Breaking Feds, and then before that again, Brooklyn Bank, Reservoir Dogs, Diamond Heist. So we did get a few things out of sequence. It's not the first time that Overkill's done that, like adding a few things from Hoxton's Housewarming, but not the whole update, and then skipping past it. They've done it before. It's not really out of character for them, and not necessarily a bad thing. If they can give us future bits of content, it's better than not getting anything at all. But it does mean things are slightly messed up in terms of the order. So as I've said, we are missing all of the heists we need for story. On top of that, the only characters we're missing now are H3H3. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I know a lot of people don't care too much about H3H3. They're not the most important DLC characters either. Although I will say, as a little side note, congratulations to both of them because their baby has just been born. So I can't not mention that when that's so relevant in the news right now. But as characters in Payday 2, I know a lot of players aren't really big fans of them. And it's fair enough. They are very memey. I don't mind them too much. I could take it or leave it. It's more of a question of whether Overkill will charge for it. I don't really know. But that is the only paid DLC left for the game, hence why Overkill decided to make the Crime Wave collection for Payday 2 on Xbox One and PS4. So instead now of buying 3 separate bundles, if you want all the DLC, you just need to buy one bundle for a much cheaper price in a similar way to the Ultimate Edition on PC. But anyway, I'm sidetracking. So the heists are one of the most important things that are missing, but there are also a few key things that have eluded us for quite some time now. First off, the safe house. We keep talking about it over and over and over again, and after the Payday 2 story ended on PC, I even did a video saying why console versions now need the safe house, why it's necessary for us to finish the Payday experience on console. The link to that video will be in the top right corner of the screen now if you do want to go watch that and catch up, but the point being, we need the safe house. But for the last few years, I've kept debating it, kept saying whether or not we'll get it over and giving my thoughts on it. I still don't know. I really don't, because they talked about it as being very content heavy and hard to port over. But this was said like 2 years ago now. Goris and the Overkill team did say they were looking at alternatives for the safe house, so perhaps a way you could accomplish the White House secret without actually needing the safe house. If they can do that, I'm fine with it. I don't care about the safe house. I used to care a lot, but people in the comments would say, rightly so, that really it doesn't run the best on PC anyway. Optimization isn't great on Steam either way. A lot of PC players will probably back me up on that. Not having that is no great shakes to me, and I'm sure a lot of people don't care either. But the main features that people are asking more about, if not at the same amount as the safe house, are the safes and skins, so the black market update, and the crime spree game mode. Now, safes and skins, again, is another one that I've said in the past. I don't think we're going to get it. It just straight up, because it's very hard to manage it in the sense that on PC you have the Steam marketplace, so people can get certain skins, safes, drills, whatever, and sell them online to other players who might want them. There is no feasible way on Xbox One and PS4 to execute this. There isn't a marketplace like that that works in that way. So if Overkill were to release safes and skins, they'd have to do it in a way that we could just get all the skins we need from just playing the game and earning safes and drills. Now, if I'm not mistaken, on PC you can only get 1 safe and 1 drill a week. So they'd have to accelerate that a lot more if they're going to put it on consoles. But the amount of skins and different things and rotations they have to work out, I feel like it's not feasible to put on console. So that's the one I'm saying is most unlikely to come over onto console. And then finally, we have to talk about crime speed, because as a lot of us have learned now in the most recent update, as I said a bit earlier, in the storyline feature, you get up to a mission called What We Do Best, and it asks you to gain 20 ranks in crime spree. Now, obviously, without the crime spree game mode, we can't do this, so all of our progress on consoles at storyline stops there. We can't go past it. Crime spree was supposed to be in this next update, but unfortunately, right before the end and right before it was supposed to be put over, there were some difficulties in adding it onto consoles. I do actually have a quote from Goris on the Steam forums. I will just read that out for you guys now to give a bit more context as to why it's not there. He posted a bunch of different things about the update in a small message, but the top sentence is what's most important, because he said, even though crime spree was one of the features we worked on adding, it was not ready to release, and so it didn't make it into the update. But then a bit later, he made a much bigger post talking about crime spree, and here's what it said. He said, "Hi Heisters, we apologize for the storyline abrupt crime spree message and a few more missing content messages. As we had communicated, crime spree was initially planned to be part of this update, however in the end we had to decide between risking the whole update or removing crime spree and releasing everything else within a certain time frame. It was really important to us that this update gets released as soon as possible, since the current uncertainty due to the financial issues is a looming risk. If anything, we hope you received the message that even if we are in a tough spot, even if the future currently looks uncertain, the Overkill gang wants to honour the legacy that Payday and its heisters have built by fighting to release one more big update and release it free of charge. Unfortunately, that meant some issues would make it in release, but we are glad so far it has only been minor issues. Be sure that if we get out of the situation, we will be doing our best and more. Thank you all for your support. Overkill salutes you." So it's very much down to the Starbreeze situation. If they get out of bankruptcy and the company doesn't go under, then they will put crime spree out in the next update. But if it does go under, this could be the last update we see on consoles. I'll talk a bit more about that in a little bit. But now we've talked about all that, the most important thing is, when is the next update going to drop if it does happen? So Starbreeze come out of reconstruction currently on the 3rd of September. They extended their reconstruction recently, so it will end at the start of September now rather than the start of June. So at that point, either the company is going to go under because it can't handle all the debts it has, or it's going to stay afloat and get some more content out and get some more games out, and then slowly, hopefully, rise back up into prominence. Now let's go with the optimistic route, which is the route that I would prefer to take. I always tend to take it, and I will hopefully continue to take it for as long as possible. On the optimistic path, when Starbreeze come out of reconstruction at the start of September, they can get back into making the update. I would expect the next console update, hopefully, to drop before the year ends. Now, the only reason I'm saying that is purely because Crime Spree was almost ready. From the way Goris has worded that, Crime Spree was mainly on consoles, but there were just some issues that meant if they released the update, it wouldn't function properly. So it was more like QA testing, making sure everything ran smoothly. I don't know about Heists. Maybe they'll just release Crime Spree on its own. If they were to release Crime Spree on its own, it will come out before the end of the year. If they want to throw some more heists in and, you know, add a bit of the story, which I hope they do, because Crime Spree, while I really want it, if it comes out on its own, that would be a bit sad. So if they really add some more heists, it may end up being early 2020, but I would expect it to release within the first 6 months of Starbreeze coming out of reconstruction. So it is going to be a bit of a wait. I know that, I'm aware, but the whole thing is, and it's a thing I've said before and I will continue to say, Starbreeze didn't have to make this update now. They've been in reconstruction for half a year. The whole point of reconstruction is to save their money, hold on to their assets, and get themselves out of debt. And instead, they spent some of the money that they really should have been paying to other debtors and things they owe in making a console update. Because making that update was not cheap. It doesn't matter how much they added. It was not cheap for them to do that. They have gone out of their way to make this update. So please, all I would suggest for anyone in the comments is before you complain and say, oh my god, Crime Spree should have been here. Oh my god, where are the heists? Oh, I'm so disappointed. I hate Overkill. Remember, they didn't have to make this update. I said in previous videos, I didn't think they put something out while they were in reconstruction. I'm super surprised they did. So please, 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 if you're not going to be optimistic about it, just try not to be pessimistic. Be somewhere in between. Don't be too nasty towards Overkill, because really, making this update at all was really good of them. But yes, I think Crime Spree and hopefully a few of the heists, so maybe, I don't know, Diamond Heist, Reservoir Dogs, and the Brooklyn Bank, and hopefully it's the Spring Break content, so having Breaking Feds and Henry's Rock as well. That'll be a good chunk of heists, and then in an update after that, we could get Shacklethorne, Hell's Island, Mercy Hospital, and the White House all in a separate update. Maybe with Safes and Skins, maybe with a Safe House, who knows? That's a problem to address a lot further down the line if Starbreeze are capable of finishing the update, so we'll talk about that a bit later. But that's my predictions. I think we'll get Crime Spree and a few of the heists in late 2019/early 2020. But either way, that's going to bring an end to this video talking about what's next for Payday 2 on consoles. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. It's always very much appreciated, and it is good to be back making videos. We'll have one every week, and maybe if I can pull a bit more often, I will do more videos a week. It just depends on how much time I have, because I have all of summer off, but I am planning on getting a few things done over the summer. Some channel related, some not. So stay tuned, I'll keep you guys updated, and hopefully very soon we'll have our live streams back up and running. Very soon I'll be doing my 10k Q&A, which now has to be an 11k Q&A, because we're at 11,000 subscribers. I'm not going to do a video to mark that. I said I would stop those at 10k and just do one every 10k subs now, or maybe do one at 15, I'll see. Point being, thank you all for all the support for the console update video. It means a lot to me. The amount of views the update video got and the guide video got is just phenomenal. I really can't thank you guys enough. In terms of channel progression, last month was absolutely phenomenal. Can't thank you all enough. Either way, that'll bring an end to this video. If you have enjoyed, as I said, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new around here and you fancy sticking around for more videos, feel free to hit subscribe, because it's quick, it's free, and I'll always love you for doing so. And as always, thank you to everyone supporting me over on Patreon. If you do want to do that, link is in the description under the top right corner of the screen now. Donations are not expected, but will be greatly, greatly appreciated. And the more people donate, the faster the stream upgrades will come. It's as simple as that, and I can get to streaming some Payday 2 for all of you. I'll be bringing you guys Payday news, Payday content, and everything in between, and maybe the occasional different video to try and branch out and just see what else you guys like. But until then, I will see you all very soon. Thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend. My name is Actualcodex, and I'll see you all very soon.